What's up? It's your boy Carcino, and get ready for it because it's coming. It is here. It is here. Now, it's common sense, and it was quoted by me, of course, before all the hoopla got around Anthony Davis, that he would be sought after once he signed with LeBron's agency. LeBron, who has no connection with the agency, he's just friends with the owners, Rich Paul and all these guys, that they were going to get Anthony Davis over to the Los Angeles Lakers when they signed him. They're going to make him a superstar. He's already a superstar. What more could you do for him? Now, here's the situation at hand. Anthony Davis is going to get the richest contract in NBA history. He already had that before he had this agency. He was his previous agent put him in position to get this contract. I mean, he had to put the work in, of course, but at the negotiating table, his agent did him a favor. The hugest favor ever. He took care of his client. And that's what you're supposed to do. Take care of your client. Okay, next year, if he stays in free agency, the Pelicans can offer him a 5-year deal for $235 million. He's averaging, 28 and 11 now? With about 3 blocks? That ain't bad. But it's going to shatter all records when he comes out for his. Y'all thought Kevin Durant and all these other people was getting that money? Shoot. You better guess again. Anthony Davis is finna break the record. And it's going to set the standards real high. Steph's contract going to look like just the beginning of something. Steph just got his money. AD, shoot. AD been getting it since the inception. Now, he signed a 5-year, $145 million contract back in during the 2014-15 season, I'm not mistaken, where I believe 120 something was basically guaranteed. $127 million was like guaranteed money. That's a lot of money. And now he's finna get a contract offer at the max of $235 million. The minimum he's going to be able to get is, let me see. Let me see. The max he'll be able to get is, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to think. He's going to lose about $84 million if he goes anywhere else. Anthony Davis loses $84 million. You think it's a joke? I'm serious. If you look at the contract and the way it's structured, he would gain an additional $33 million by staying and would lose about $84 million if he leaves. The fact that the Lakers can pay him whatever they feel like, except for they cannot match the highest offer, which is $235 million. Okay? In that 5th season, it's going to be a doozy. By the fifth season, it would be his team, and he'll be making about $50-some million in that one season. That's by estimate. He's gonna be making an average salary of about $39 million, probably about roughly almost like $40 million a season. Except for that last year where it's really massive. He's gonna make about $54 million that last season on that 5th-year deal. If he was to take that route, there'll be no question. Basketball is basketball. I do want to win, but I am not finna give up $33 million just to win. I'm sorry. Players on the team just gonna have to get better. They're gonna have to get up. They're gonna have to practice. We're gonna have to grind and shine. But we ain't finna break up the team, and I ain't going nowhere and leaving that bag. Now, everybody else is coming up with deals. New Orleans are, because if they're going to lose Davis, they would rather trade to get something back. Look, the organization would love to have him back, but the organization definitely don't want to pay $235 million for Anthony Davis. I'm serious. They love having Anthony Davis. He brings a lot of tickets and attention in. But you put $235 million into one player, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money if you're New Orleans. So you are trying to make a deal before the All-Star break. You are trying to get this thing done, because you want to get something for this guy before he leaves in free agency, and you end up with nothing. Now you have no Anthony Davis. You have nothing. So it's best that you make a trade for somebody and try to get rid of him before the All-Star break, so that you can have something now before you lose him in the offseason. So knowing where he stands plays a really big role when it comes to this, Now, if the Lakers get him now, that might be the best move. According to his agency, they all signed there. But now, what is the Lakers willing to give up? We already know Brandon Ingram's on the trading block. Okay? The beginning of the year, I told you, Ingram and Kuzma was on the block. After that game with the Rockets, Ingram and LeBron are not really cool with each other, and it shows. He can't get in a groove with LeBron being on the court. And that's going to be a problem. Now, you have Davis that can come in and play in that position. He's taller. He can get rebounds. He's much more accurate shooter. And he don't have to shoot threes, but he can. But he don't attempt that many, but he normally shoots a decent percent from three-pointers. He can handle the ball. And if LeBron is sitting down, he can take care of business. So that will be their future. When LeBron goes ahead and goes off in the pastures, Anthony Davis will be the face of the Los Angeles Lakers. A lot of people think, well, what's plan B? The plan B will be attack Kevin Durant very aggressively. Now, what you can't have is Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis. People's like, yes, they can. They can make a deal and work it out just so they can straighten the money out. I just don't think Kevin Durant will fit in. Even if he did, he could fit into that set. LeBron and Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis playing together is like kryptonite. That will not flow well. LeBron would be in Kevin Durant's way. Anthony Davis could probably play with him, but they like the ball in the same type of spots on the court where they shoot. Anthony Davis, when he's bringing it up, he's a on the ball player. He could play off the ball too, but he's more of an on the ball, face to the basket, more than back to the basket type of player. He's very good at that. He's used to playing two guard. That's what he played before he grew out of the position. He got guard skills. That's what makes him so versatile as a two-way threat. And as for LeBron, he only can play one way. Now, what can you get? Well, it was rumored that the Celtics was the first team to step up and said we want to get Anthony Davis. And here is what they were willing to trade to get him. They said the Boston Celtics were going to make some combined things, players in there. One, they was going to put in, what's my man name? Who they kept, Terry Rozier. He was in the mix. They were going to trade him, and they were going to get rid of Big Al. There's a lot of stuff was going on in Boston. So you were going to lose Terry Rozier and Big Al and some draft picks and another player just to get Davis. Well, you got to look at it. Well, next year, Derrick Rose is going to be looking for the big money, as he should get. But the problem is the NBA ruling in place won't let Danny Ainge swing a trade for Davis. The Celtics traded for Kyrie Irving, and both Kyrie Irving and Davis signed contracts under the fifth year 30% max criteria, which is the Derrick Rose rule. He was the first player to sign an extension and currently known as the designated player rookie extension. Okay, this rule allows a player coming off their rookie scale contract to sign an extension that allows them to skip the 1 through 6 years of service 25% max salary. They will go immediately to the 7 and 9 years of service 30% max salary. To get there, players have to meet certain criteria, like Derrick Rose did. When Davis and Irving signed their extensions, it was based on the MVP awards, NBA All-Star selections, being voted on the All-Star starters. The designated player criteria now is based on winning MVP or Defensive Player of the Year or all NBA selections. So does this mean Boston can't get Davis? Nah, they can work things out. It's just that it's difficult for them. So because of that fact, Boston would be out of the Davis sweepstakes. And that's basically what kept them out of it, is because of that situation. But yeah, people thought about it. It was entertaining. But now you know the details behind it. Now when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks were involved early on. Like they were, and they still involved. Early on they wanted to see about working out to get my man's, but he tore his Achilles. And have him, they want to alleviate some of the workload on Giannis. Giannis wants to believe that they can make this happen. Like they can get players to come to Milwaukee. And he thinks winning is going to do that. We keep winning, people are going to want to play here. And we just need a player or two to get us over the top. You know, and the Milwaukee Bucks are like, let's look at this. You know, we saw what happened with Boogie and him playing together, two bigs. He knows how to play with another big, so that's great. So next year, I heard that they were looking more into seeing what happens with the 76ers and Jimmy Butler, because they were interested in a Jimmy Butler. But that's not the case anymore, because it looks like Jimmy's going to sign an extension soon with the Philadelphia 76ers, which will keep him there for the remainder of his time. And he's going to get a very massive contract in the say-so. Well, the Bucks looks like they're going to win the Eastern Conference. Well, at least their division. And they're like going to be like second or first, right behind Toronto. Boston should win their division, which is, to me, is the most dismal division in basketball. That division with the Sixers and Boston, the Knicks, that's a terrible division. I mean, really, those teams could lose every night. Boston is just a scrappier team. You know, they have a lot of talent on the ball. It's just that some nights that talent is asleep. And it's raw talent. It's not molded. It's still molding into a unit that knows how to close games down the stretch and learning how to control the pace of the game and how to stop runs and communicate. You know, a lot of this stuff comes with practice. You got to understand, guys just completed their first year last year. You know, so it's a learning curve. It's definitely a learning curve. Michael Brogdon was involved in the trade for Anthony Davis. It was some trade picks, but Brogdon was one of the players who was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. And he was involved, and his name was flying around, involving him, another player, and can't think of that player's name right now. Henson. There it is. Henson, another player, and some draft picks for Anthony Davis. Now, well, trades come back and then people turn them down, and then other things are highlighted as an option. And for contract reasons, it can't just be one player. They would throw another player in. So also would be on the block is Darius Miller. Darius Miller would go with Anthony Davis. And you're looking at their first round draft pick. Then they would lose Michael Brogdon. They would lose Henson and probably Middleton as the player that they would lose to. So you would lose Henson, Middleton, and Michael Brogdon. But them keeping Eric Bledsoe, Thon Maker, and you have a lot of space there, but I don't see Anthony Davis going over to play for the Milwaukee Bucks for half a season. I just don't. You're going to give up Brogdon, who's really improved this season, to help the team. And for what? You know, there's no guarantee you're going to sign Davis at the end of the year. So being involved in the trade, you know, yes, Milwaukee's winning right now, but there's no guarantee that team is, you know, he's confident that team's going to go anywhere, you know, and come out of the East. Even though LeBron is on the Lakers, they're very confident that, this the Lakers. That, the Lakers will go somewhere. People are going to be confident. Golden State's breaking up. Now the rings are going to be up for grabs. Who's going to be the one to get it? The Lakers like it's going to be us. We're going to spend the money. They got Magic Johnson. They got Hollywood. There's no way his agent going to let him go to Milwaukee. No. Not going to happen. So you get that out your head. Now, looking at the scenarios now, who's left that want him? Every other team in the league. Now, they said that they were trying to see if they can have a trade to get Anthony Davis before the end of the year, but they knew they weren't going to keep him. Only to borrow him for half of a season. They was willing to trade, them being the Golden State Warriors, but they didn't have anything in place. This is before they had Boogie. They was thinking like maybe it could be an option, but once he signed with LeBron's agent, it was more like, I don't know. I just don't know. So, with that done, that leads the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers. There have been 30,000 rumors going around, and now this is the hottest thing on the table. Right? Everybody got something to say. Oh, they finna trade him for this. Oh, they got the trade packages set up for that. Now, the New York Knicks think that they're going to have next season their best season. They got a lot of pieces in place, and they're more than welcome to the table. The Lakers are going to jump to the top of the sport. That's it. They want to go and strengthen up their rosters. They want to get to the top. And a lot of people think Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis is going there, and I just don't think that is the best move. Again, I could be wrong. There's a chance they both end up going there. But Kevin Durant is gone. There's no way he's going to stay in Golden State unless Draymond Green does not return to Golden State next season. And tell you the truth, that relationship is now strained more than ever between Draymond and the ownership. Now, they're trying to blow it off and say, oh, these things happen all the time. But it's not true. Now, of course, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and a first-round pick is still not enough for the Pelicans to pull the trigger on the trade. Both were involved. They did not want Lonzo Ball. Period. The Pelicans made that clear. They did not want Lonzo Ball. They wanted a first-round pick, a second-round pick the previous year, Kyle Kuzma, Brian Ingram, and another player, and they would have Darius Miller, and the Lakers would get Darius Miller and Anthony Davis. That was on the table. They wanted a first-round pick and a second-round pick. They wanted 2 draft picks and 3 players. Now, the Lakers have got to find out, like, whoa, wait a minute. And they was like, you getting Darius Miller and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis isn't going by himself, ladies and gentlemen, in this trade option. Only because they got to balance it out with the money on the paper, on the spreadsheet. And Darius Miller is good. You can go get production out of him. So it's not like he's not going to produce, but fair trade value. Yeah. It's just about. But the Lakers are really going away from, we want to build our future and build our young players. Build them where? How? How are you building the youth? By getting old players? Or players that's been in the league already for a while? That's building the youth? Because the guys you drafted, like Hart and all those guys, y'all basically shutting them out. They'll get hot for a game or two, but if you don't, every game build that confidence, keep it going, and let them get confident in these situations, then what are you doing? You building them up to just trade them? Because that's the Lakers' future there. Kyle Kuzma and Ingram and these guys could ball. They just needed people to get out their way. These guys are on the move. Now you want to get rid of them? Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Anthony Davis is the truth. But I just don't think getting him guarantees you an NBA Finals and championship. You can have him, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. That don't guarantee an NBA title at all. That's just 3 players. The Lakers would need more. So, yes, they are playing this season like, hey, it is what it is. We're going through the motions, and we're just trying to see what's going to come out of it. Who's going to be our bench for next year? But, yeah, they want to spend all this money. They got all the plans laid. Foundation is laid. So, we'll see what happens, So, I'm not going to stress it too much. Now, the Knicks, I have no idea what the Knicks is going to offer. That's the thing. I have no idea what the New York Knicks want to offer. The reason this video is being done, because you guys did justice by clicking the link in the description box, making a donation, leaving the message. I got the message, and thank you. And you wanted to know about Anthony Davis, where he was going, where's all the probabilities, why he can't go to certain teams. This is the full breakdown. You're getting all my Anthony Davis information that I have. Okay? All of it. This is all the knowledge I have in my body, brain, period. Now, Anthony Davis to the Knicks was entertained and brought to the table. Anthony Davis to the 76ers was brought up and entertained. But that's not going to happen. Everybody wants this guy, but Anthony Davis wants to win. He's not going to go to the Knicks, period. So let's get that out the way. This is a franchise that's not winning right now. He might as well stay where he at and collect the $235 and get that extra $33 million, rather than to lose $84 million, or probably more than that. I think it's going to be roughly about $80 million swing he would lose if he goes someplace else. Now that's an on average situation. It might be more or less. But if he signs somewhere else, he's going to be losing about $80-some million. Guaranteed. So he would need to... I'm sorry, I ain't letting 33 slide, bro. It's more than 33, though. Just to be honest. You're looking at like 35, 36, but still, that's a lot of money. I ain't trying to lose that. So, anyway, it's your boy Carcino. I'm out. Just wanted to make sure you guys were caught up with what was going on. And hope I did you justice. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. And, yes, when you leave a donation or the super chat, just by clicking the link in the description box, You can leave your email there if you want, so if certain information you want or whatever, leave your email, ask me a question, leave an email, and via your donation, and then I could, send you an email, because sometimes we have alerts on business opportunities and things like that pop up. Information come, I'll just send it right to you, because it might be something that could benefit you for a job or anything like that. So that's why I asked that for you, to try to help you guys out. All right. So you get something. You get something actually for your money. I'm out. Because he told everybody it's not about the money. It's about having fans, and I want to win and all that stuff. Okay, you got fans. Now, you ain't going to get no more fans in New Orleans. Those are really going to be your fans. You go to the Lakers, those are all fair weather fans. They got too much going on in LA to be just focused on you guys. So they only focus if you're winning. But New Orleans gonna ride with you to the end. That's just the way it is.